Hey YouTube, welcome back to another video. Today's topic is why Call of Duty Ghosts is getting a comeback around this time of the year. Honestly, I think Call of Duty has set itself a new low and being one of those games that kind of, obviously was the best of the best back in its heyday and now kind of just fell off to what it is right now. Personally, I think it's crazy people going back to Call of Duty Ghosts because I remember when Call of Duty Ghosts came out back in 2013, people were trashing on that for as long as the game was relevant for, 2013 going into 2014 when Advanced Warfare came out afterward. Infinity War made the last 360 game on with Call of Duty Ghosts until they moved on to next gen. So it was like kind of an awkward time period, but I remember it was a pretty big deal back in the day because 2012, the year prior, Black Ops 2 came out, and Black Ops 2 was obviously a smash hit. I mean, I played the hell out of it. The campaign, the zombies, everything about the multiplayer, everything about that game. I praise it to its highest standard, even till this day. I think that's like still the best one out of the series, next to 2019 Modern Warfare. But this Call of Duty Ghost right now, I mean, honestly, I never liked it. When I first played it, I didn't mind it, but then I didn't find myself going back and enjoying it as much. The campaign was decent, it was okay. It was I felt if they really gave the characters in the campaign more stuff to flesh out with, like, actually having, a development within the brothers and then following up with the plot twist at the end, I think I would have actually been more engaged with the characters, but it was just a one-off thing, like a spin-off. And since it was Ghost, my goofy ass, I thought it was gonna be based off of Modern Warfare 2 Ghost and him making a comeback. I remember the rumors and stuff like that around that time. People were trying to speculate if Ghost was actually coming back from Modern Warfare 2, which he actually didn't. But he did come back in the Call of Duty reboot, so there's that. But yeah, it's just that game. The multiplayer. That's what people are kind of talking about, the multiplayer. People mainly from right now playing the multiplayer. My experience with the multiplayer, it's okay for what it was. The maps were too big. I only like the stadium map. That was like my favorite one, where you kind of just rushed through like the baseball stadium, and it had like the perfect weapon system for the honey badger. That was like the main gun I was using, and then the shotgun. I was basically, that was like my favorite map right there. Played that. It was like Nuketown 24/7. It was just such a weird game. Like, it was just a really unique. They was trying stuff differently. I think it was just the timing of everything. Because they say it was like the same thing. It wasn't doing anything new from the series, and there was kind of just generic of it. I mean, my God, the criticisms that game got back then does not compare to the criticism now that we have with Call of Duty. At least that game with Ghost, and to appreciate it, even Advanced Warfare took itself seriously. Like, it tried to do something different. I think they gave it effort because it was going to new technology, and it was trying to branch out and do something completely different within the franchise and actually have a story-based type of campaign, giving the characters something to kind of work with and root with. I remember the Brotherhood and the dynamics of the Ghost and the Rourke, the main villain. I remember the main villain's got name, so he was a pretty good impression. I remember just playing the game, and I actually kind of like Rourke. And there's a lot of speculation if he was brainwashed or if it was just actual animosity towards the main cast. Which I do believe he was brainwashed. So that plot twist was kind of like obvious. But one of the main things I really liked about the campaign was just the visuals, and it was straightforward and narrow, but at the same time I understood what they was going for. People said it was just generic, but I liked it for what it was. But it just didn't stand out to me. The whole game just didn't stand out. And it was just I kept going back to Black Ops 2 because it was more fun. It was more of a game that I could really put my time into, and it was something that, even though this was a new game, it had new mechanics and new systems that kind of installed itself into future Call of Duties. Of course, Black Ops 2, it was Black Ops 2. So, but I mean, Call of Duty Ghost, to give its time, it was way ahead of its time with the movement system. We first got the leaning. and then the sliding, and then you go over the wall. I remember back in the day when like the OG Call of Duties, when you run against the wall, you get stuck, and then you have to do the slow transition. This game, Call of Duty Ghosts, you can actually just warp over the wall, so you like kind of just like gallop over the wall, which is or a ledge or something like that, or platform, so you can continue the momentum, which is kind of cool. And yeah, so I personally, thought the game was kind of just putting itself into new shoes and new territories, and just trying things that are different, to kind of shake up the franchise. Now people were talking about like the AI and the fish and all that, you know, for the memes, like, oh my God, it's making fun of technology. But I think the biggest thing about the reason why this thing came back, it's sad that Call of Duty Black Ops 7 is that bad to the point people are coming back to this, because I still haven't purchased the game. Like, there's really no reason for me to really purchase the game. There's like no point into getting into it, because I'm still like, I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, it's like, it's decent, but it's just, of course they added new updates, and they added this new Fallout skin, and this new gameplay mechanics and all that stuff. It's just like, but it's still not really getting to the heart of the OG players, and it just still hasn't captivated me. It just still, I see Call of Duty still just doing the same generic thing where they're just putting out a whole bunch of popular Fortnite skins, and just trying to get people's attention, dangling keys in front of our faces like we're babies and stuff, like, hey, look at this, look at that. Oh, this IP, we got this IP too, we're gonna put it in our game. And I'm like, we ain't stupid. I'm not gonna be buying this just because you got some character I knew. Like, you're gonna ruin the experience. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not messing with it. It's just, it could be a lot better. But I'm like, what I want them to do with that Black Ops 7 game is just add like a new campaign. Like, make the campaign better than what it was before. Like, do something new with the campaign. You put all this money into getting new skins. Do something with the campaign. Have a part 2 where you can redeem the first part, so it can actually be like tangible, enjoyable. My God, man, that campaign is that bad. I haven't played the game, but I mean, I seen just all the campaign. I'm just really disappointed because it's a sequel to Black Ops 2. I'm gonna hold it to that every single time I talk about that. Like, you have a sequel to one of the greatest games of all time, and you can't even like do something that's original, like how that game was original. They tried everything to be unique and different. And instead of like kind of just copying stuff and just kind of just making it to its own thing, like it turned a already great established universe into something bigger and badder and greater than what it was before. And it just, the characters and everything that stood out, it just, my God, that game was something else. But I gotta say, it kind of shows the state of Call of Duty right now. Modern Warfare 4, they're talking about that's going to be coming out this year or next year, or hell, there's even rumors that they're going to postpone it and they're going to stop doing Call of Duty yearly now. So that's something. But yeah, it's something right now that I'm kind of looking at Black Ops 7. I'm like, dude, this is not going to be doing well, because how are you going to go back to because it's 2026. Ghost came out 2013. That's like 14 years ago. I was legit. I was a kid. I was like 13 years old. So that's like a long time ago. Damn. That's 2013. That's 13, 14 years ago. People are going back to an old Call of Duty game that back then people were trashing about. But now it's suddenly getting praised. Like, oh my God, this is the best thing we ever played in my life. Like, the gameplay is revolutionary. The guy's gameplay, I took off give him a shout out, give him a watch. He's a dope content creator. Yeah, just this guy's gameplay is pretty cool. But yeah, it's just something else, man. It's just really yeah. It's just crazy how Call of Duty has just kind of fell down and went towards a path where people can no longer follow. But they'll learn. Eventually, they'll learn. I'm pretty sure they got some tech guy looking at what people are posting online and all that stuff, and they be like, oh damn, bro, they're going back to an old ass game that people didn't like. Shit, we gonna switch it up. Hey yo, switch it up. Pretty sure they're gonna be doing that. But yeah, I just want to kind of get on here and talk about that for a second. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. If you guys are Black Ops fans or Call of Duty Ghost fans from that time period. Let me know in the comment section. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and peace.